Chelsea not doing great with in the penalty shootout, but it really won't matter. The point is, it's preseason. They are trying to get into rhythm and pick up some good form ahead of the start of the new Premier League season. Emmanuel, very interesting result there. Chelsea going on preseason, playing a penalty shootout. I mean, your thoughts, general, on the performance. We'll get into.
I think Gallagher's technique was more interesting, but then again, it's just preseason. But for Chelsea, there are rumors about Koundé and all those things. So for me, looking at, let's say, from an analyst point of view, there have been rumors of some players leaving. You'd want to see who is leaving and who is staying. Then it gives you a fair idea of the
one
squad.
of the players who was tipped to leave, Hakim Ziyech, was in there. We saw him.
He's in there. So outside, I mean, so you'd want to know, you want to have the full complement of your team, who is leaving, who is staying. Then that gives you a better perspective as to how to plan. But then again, it's just preseason. But he's a young lad, and it's still funny. I don't know why he. But I mean, in modern days, when you want to take penalties like that, you really have to sell it well because keepers are beginning to get smart. Yeah. They don't move on to the last moment. But then he's young and he will learn. But as for the results, it's just preseason and it's just one of those things.
Okay. So very. Your thoughts before me. I don't know whether you want to talk about the penalty.
I'm more surprised that they didn't bring Kepa on for the shootout. But I mean,
you wanted to see Kepa.
Yeah, but just going back to the performance, you would expect Chelsea to put a few past Charlotte, maybe because the MLS season has kicked off. I mean, they kicked off in April, so they are smack dab in the middle of their season. So maybe they are just not a bit more match fit. I mean,
Kepa was not available for the game.
Oh, he was not available. Okay, that's what it is. So that's why he didn't do the sub. So, but the MLS teams, they are more fit. We even saw, Minnesota thrash Everton. Yeah. So the American teams are not as easy as playing another European team who's you are in a similar level of condition. Because these guys they are fit. They're having their small mid-season break to come and play these friendlies and make some commercial revenue. So these are players who are well cooked. These people have just come from holiday and now getting to pre. So you can't expect a 5-star performance, but you still expect them to, score, maybe win 2-0 or something because of the level of their players. But so it's a bit disappointing. Maybe those issues they were having scoring goals a bit last season are still there. I mean, you can't really tell because, again, they are not full. We'll see how it plays and everything, but for me, it's a bit concerning that they are not scoring more in terms of the number. Because even against Club America, we saw again, not that many goals, and then Mason Mount saved them. So just a little to be worried about for Chelsea.
All right, Chelsea struggling. No, I won't say struggling in the shootout, but one of those things. Look, it happens. It's preseason. But I was quite happy, guys. We saw Raheem Sterling starting out for Chelsea. It looks like that chapter is well and truly up and running. I mean,
I'm very excited.
You are excited?
Oh, very.
I don't know, Emmanuel.
I'm happy for him. He's one of those players who he barely complains. Even when he wasn't having so much playing time, you barely hear him create rancor in the dressing room. He's as professional as they come and he's as fit as they come. And if Chelsea can deploy him well into their system, I think you have a terrific season.
I think Raheem Sterling's public perception shows the power of journalism because this is someone you can't even pin a scandal on him.
Exactly.
But there's this negative connotation because of some of the stories you hear about and that kind of stuff. So it's very interesting, and we'll see how he does now that because at this point, I think his issue at City is he wanted to be one of the main men, if not the main man, one of the main men. And now at Chelsea, you get that chance. And there were seasons he was scoring 17, 18 goals from wide, which is very impressive. And so he's coming to a Chelsea team and needing some goals up front. So let's see how he does when he's going to start 35 games a season. He's going to be on the end under a lot of chances. I see 20 goals, maybe not in the league, but 20 goals minimum across all competitions. Right.
Chelsea managing to put a performance out there. Yes, it may not have gone too well in terms of the penalties, but I don't think Gallagher will be tasked to take a penalty for Chelsea in the coming season. So not a lot to worry about there.